Hello, and welcome to episode 187 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode will be on the 3 different types of street lamps that you can make, and we'll take a look at them and compare them. But first, say hello, Raynstorm.
Hi everyone, Raynstorm here.
Me and Raynstorm would like to wish you all a happy Easter because it is Easter Sunday that we're actually recording this in advance. There we go with that. Anyway, okay, so the whole point of this episode, of course, is the street lamp. You've settled in a new area and you've terraformed the land the way you want it. You're going to build a village or a massive deed, but you want to think about now how you're going to light it up. The first choice, however, is what material do you want to use in order to do that? Because different materials have different material speciality, which are as follows. Brass lamps glow the brightest. Bronze hanging lamps, which we're going to get to in the next episode, and it'll be a good one, gives a deep brown. Copper hanging lamps glow orange, and silver hanging lamps cast a white light. Now, the reason I'm mentioning the hanging lamps, even though they're not until the next episode, is because it's just the way that Wurmpedia likes to group it all together. It groups the hanging lamps with the street lamps, the ones that you're going to see we stand upright. So I thought I'd mention it all now, though, and in the next episode I'll refer you back to this episode. But of course, it may be that you've only found an iron node or a copper node, so you're limited with what you're going to be able to use at the moment. Whatever the case, you can now make an informed decision as materials become available to you. I've previously made an iron lamp in an episode I cannot possibly remember the number of. Can you, Raynstorm?
No, I remembered it a couple of weeks ago, but not this week because
I'd be mighty impressed if you could. Let's put it that way.
Why do I think it was episode 35? And while you're rambling on, I'll go look.
Okay, yeah, because I've got a lot more rambling to be done. Anyway, so I've previously made the iron one, so for the purposes of this episode, I will demonstrate by making the brass lamp and the imperial lamp. So don't feel cheated, because I will do 2. And the brass, of course, being the brightest, has to be the best one to do, for example. Then we can compare them. And what me and Raynstorm are going to do is she's going to teleport me for a distance away so we can see the effects of it. So we've got some nice stuff planned for you to demonstrate these street lamps. Okay.
I was actually right. It's episode 35, light sources. Yep.
Oh wow, you are impressive with your memory. Episode 35. Okay, well, if you want to see the iron lamp being made, that is the episode 35. Okay, so for this brass lamp, of course, it will start. You'll need to start with making a brass lamp head. The items needed in order to make it are a minimum of 0.8 kilograms lump of brass. That's the smallest amount that you can start with. And of course, you will need a large anvil. The skill that you will be using is blacksmithing, and it can be improved, but if you do, you're really wasting your time. Unless, of course, you're purely doing it to grind up your skill. As the reason that it's a waste of your time, though, is because when you attach it to the lamp, you use it to create the lamp, its quality, you're going to see when I do this, will change. So no point in improving it, unless of course you're doing it just for the pure joy of skilling. Now
it's very frustrating. I'm sorry, I just wanted to cut in. I did that. I got the lamp head all the way up to like 70 something quality, and then I attached it to the log, and it went right back down to like, I think it was 5 or 6. I was so mad.
It's funny though, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because do you know what? Embarrassingly, I will admit that I've done it more than once, because I've done it with several different items I've created over the years, and an old dog don't learn, that's for sure. That's what I've proved. because I've tried it with a few different things, and each time I've been caught out. I used to spend hours imping something to try and just to see what the highest is, even though you keep damaging it and taking it back down, but then you are gaining a tiny bit of skill each time. So yeah, I spent hours, and then, like you say, wiped out its quality.
I did 6 of them that way. I was just sitting there in that imping, mode, and just going along, and I got them all up in the 70s area, and then I attached them, and I was so mad because I had to do that all over again.
Yep, most frustrating, but hopefully now we've laboured the point, so none of you that are watching this will ever make that mistake again. Well, maybe you will, but at least you'll realise this has embedded it in your memories, hopefully. Okay, some notes now on the actual making of the lamp head. When creating, the quality of the large anvil affects the success chance, and the quality of the lump affects the initial quality of the lamp head. So make sure you've imped up your large anvil as high as you possibly can get it, because that's your success chance on actually making the lamp head. The metal type affects the intensity and the colour of the light emitted by the lamp. An example of that, of course, is copper hanging lamps will glow orange, and bronze hanging lamps will glow deep brown, and silver are white. So there we go, there's a little reference for you there. Failure will use up 0.08 kilogram of your lump. So every time you fail to make your lamp head, you will lose 0.08 kilograms of that lump. Okay, so let's get to actually making this lamp head. Now we're going to activate a brass lump, right click the anvil, and then we'll see where we can find it in the sub menus. I could use the recipe window, but I like showing sometimes the old way as well. So let's open the forge, which luckily I've got prepared, and here you should find brass lump, an iron lump, because the brass I'll be using for the brass and the iron I'll need for the imperial. Okay, so I'm going to grab that. Now, Raynstorm, what quality are your large anvil? Didn't even think to.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, that one's 49, but that's good. That's brilliant. 50's fine. What's the other one? Oh, that's 64, so I'm going to use that one. Right, okay. Right, let me just get my notes now. Moved on. Okay, right then, so the creating of it, like I said, activate your brass lump, right click, anvil, create, and lights and lamps, and you've got lamp head. And you'll see if I bring up my skill window, we said it's going to use blacksmithing, so let's do that. Okay, and there we go. Because my skill's so high, the percent chance was so high, 90%, you see I've had no difficulty. Right, okay, so that's creating the brass lamp head. Now are you ready? Because I'm going to throw a lot of information at you about lamps. So the brass lamp usage. Street lamps are stationary light sources. They are planted much like a sign and can be picked up by the planter only. You need 10 digging skill to plant a street lamp, and the lamp must have at least 10 effective quality. Planted lamps that fall below 10 effective quality due to decay or other damage become unplanted and can be picked up normally. So if you're on a server with other people, don't expect it to still be there when you next log in. There's no limit to how many street lamps you can plant. You may wake up one morning and decide that that is the day of planting lamps, in which case you'll go pretty crazy. When planted on a deed, street lamps will be automatically lit during night and unlit during the day. They respond to manual control though. When you snuff them, they stay dark during the night. This is also true after planting, so you need fuel to light them the first time. Lamps within 24 tiles of a deed that has one or more spirit templars and a source of olive oil within a huge oil barrel, which I believe we've done, haven't we, Raynstorm?
We did on your island. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. So you can refer to that episode for that. Will be kept filled and so stay lit indefinitely. Now, blessed lamps, which have been obviously blessed. Off deed, lamps will stay lit until out of fuel, unless they are blessed by a priest. And here's another good reason for you all to create priests. Blessed lamps planted off deed on pavement tiles will auto light in the evening and consume no fuel as long as they are fueled and lit initially. Blessed lamps planted off deed on bridges will auto light in the evening and consume no fuel as long as they are fueled and lit initially, just like the ones planted on pavement tiles. Blessed lamps planted off deed on reinforced cave floor tiles will remain lit all the time and consume no fuel as long as they are fueled and lit initially. Okay, so some more
That
notes.
means my priest has got a big job ahead of her.
Yep, absolutely, because you'll save yourself a ton of time there. Some notes now. When creating, the quality of the log affects your success chance. So with the lamp head, remember it was the quality of the large anvil. When actually making your lamp though, it's the quality of the log that you're using which is going to affect the success chance. When combining a street lamp head with a log, the entire log is consumed even if it is more than the required weight, because as you well know, the average weight of a log is 24 kilograms. Now the minimum, and I will get to this in a moment, but the minimum that you can use to make your lamp has got to be 17 kilograms. So you can see there that you're going to actually lose 7 kilograms weight of your log. But you know what, if you're going to get into chopping loads of trees, which I'm sure you all are, because that's enjoyable, you'll have plenty of log. You've got plenty of wood, haven't you, Raynstorm?
I do.
You do. I mean, I know she got mad at me because I was going to use a 70 quality log, which quite rightly would have been a tremendous waste, wouldn't it? Because I'd have lost.
Yes, it would.
I'd have lost the quality level of it. Anyway, so moving on. If you fail creating, the street lamp will be damaged. So that's okay though, because you can get up at the end, which we're going to get to. Street lamps need 0.25 kilograms. No, wait a minute, I read that wrong. 0.125 kilograms of tar or olive oil as fuel to fill to max capacity. That just seems a bit strange that they didn't do 1.25 kilograms and did instead 0.125. I'm sure that should be 1.25 kilograms of tar or olive oil to fuel them to their max capacity. Anyway, me and Raynstorm will look into that.
No, it's very little.
Is it?
Yeah, it is very little.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, then possibly that is correct. Consumes 0.06 kilograms of dye when painting them. The dye will only affect the colour of the light the lamp emits, not the lamp itself. So it's important to understand the difference with that. The lamp quality determines how far the lamp will illuminate. For every 10 quality levels you can manage to improve your lamp, it will illuminate one further tile. So that has definitely got to be something worth getting up as high as you can. For every 10 quality levels, a further tile away will be lit. Lamps can be bashed off deed as well as picked up if they have 70 plus damage and or are 10 quality and below. Street lamps made from different metals may differ in their light intensity. For example, brass lamps illuminate the area better than iron lamps. Although here's a fact for you. When you start playing Wurm Unlimited or Wurm Online, doesn't matter if you're on a public server or a private server, the fact of the matter is the chances are you are going to much sooner find iron than you are brass. The material will dictate the lamps that you're making at the beginning. But as you progress, of course, you will now go on to brass. Items needed to make your brass lamp are a minimum of 17 kilograms of log and your brass lamp head that we've just made. Now, actually, I should keep that in the forge.
I'm going to make a comment here.
Oh, yeah, please do.
You actually dyed some lamps. The episode 92 is when you went through the dyes.
Yeah, do you know what? As I was saying that, I remember
and
that.
You had done some lights in green, and then we did your dock, and we changed them to blue, and we showed everybody in blue. So
That's
that
right.
was episode 100.
Oh, thank you. So that was episode 100.
100 when you did it in blue, and then when you were just showing everybody how to do dyes and stuff, that was 92.
92. Thank you, Raynstorm.
And
So,
both of them had 2 episodes,
right.
1 and 2, or A and B, or whatever you want to call it. And
yeah.
I'm not sure exactly which one, but it was talked about in both of them. So.
Okay, thank you very much for mentioning. So, yes, that's the minimum that you need. 17 kilograms of log and, of course, the brass lamp head. Right, okay, so let's now make then the brass lamp. Now for this we're going to activate the log and then right click it on the lamp. Don't need that brass.
So you want to hurry up because the sun's starting to come up and our lamps are going to go
I
out.
can waffle till the sun goes down or up. So let's do this though. Right, so I'm going to activate the log, right click the lamp head, create lights and lamps, and look at that, 93%. And the skill that it uses again is blacksmith. Do that. Okay, and there we have ourselves a brass lamp, a fine specimen. Okay, let's have a look. What was I going to talk about next? Okay, so moving on then, that's the brass. You've seen me make the iron, we've mentioned that already. Next, the iron imperial street lamp. Now, all of the details that I've read to you already about lamps are applicable to the iron imperial street lamp. So we can just get to straight making it. Now to make the imperial street lamp, we are going to need to activate a iron lump and then right click on the iron imperial lamp head. But we're going to need to do the lamp head first. Now the lamp head uses exactly the same amount of material as the brass lamp head, so 0.8 kilograms. So that's what I'm going to need to do, grab a lump of iron in order to make it.
Can I just make it easier?
Yeah.
It's basically the same as making an iron lamp, but instead of putting it on a log, you're going to put it on a lump.
Yeah, there you go. That's in a nutshell. Right, let's activate that. Right click this, create, and where is it? It's under a difference. Also, this is a difference. Oh no, it is lights and lamps.
It's under lamps.
Here we go, imperial lamp head. Notice though it's much more difficult. So let's try. Oh,
and you were talking about improving lamps to as high as you can. That will depend on what effect you want. I prefer mine not to go higher than 50 quality. When I'm on a deed like this, I like to have lots of lights or lamps everywhere because I like the ambiance of it.
Oh,
so
right.
I keep my quality down so I can use more lamps.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a bit darker, in other words, so you can dot them around more. Okay, yeah, that's true. Different people play different ways.
Right, and I'm sure if you're in a mine, though, you're going to want to imp it up as high as you can since it's so dark in there.
Yes, and that's also very true, and you'd probably be using brass as well if you're in your mine. Okay, right, well, so to make this imperial lamp, we're now going to activate the iron lump instead of like what we did for the brass, like Raynstorm mentioned was the log, now we're using iron. We right click on the imperial lamp head, create lights and lamps, and imperial street lamp. The lump and the imperial lamp head contains too little material. Ah, okay, so my lump is too small. Let's just double check. Oh yes, I need 25 minimum kilogram lump of iron. That caught me out nicely. Raynstorm, do we have by perchance a 25 minimum kilogram lump? Or actually no, we just need 14. Do you have a 14 kilogram lump of iron hanging around anywhere?
We probably have lots of iron hanging around here. But that means you're going to have to heat it up.
Yep, got no choice on that.
Let's see.
You know, Wurm ain't give me a slap round the chops for ages, so it's about time it did it. Or a kick in the crown jewels.
I think I put them back in the 30s or 40s. Hold on, let me look.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to get through this so that it gets... because it's getting light out.
Oh, I see. It's okay. I'm sure it will still demonstrate. It's a shame you can't speed it up to nighttime, GM.
Yeah, no, I can't. Or there probably is a way, and I just don't. And see, now I'm starting to lag. This stupid memory leak. I wish they would fix it. Nope, I just got dumped out of the game. Check the 30 bins and the 40 bins. I'm sure there's some iron in there. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to close out the game.
Close out the game and just come back in. The good news is, everyone, that Raynstorm can still talk while she's doing it.
That's true. That's
Although
very true.
she may not wish to. That might be a different matter. Anyway, let's look for the iron.
Yeah. My client says I'm at 4 million memory. Okay, thank you. In process.
You got a tiny little bit of iron in the 30s. Let's get your... yeah, that's it. We got it.
Yeah, I really hope they fix this issue on the in this next update that's coming out soon.
Oh, they
just
will.
It just went to beta on I think the 25th or the 26th. So I am so excited with all the updates. They've got the new abilities coming out.
Oh yeah, there's 2, isn't there? Why don't you tell everyone what the 2 new skills are going to be, so they can be as excited as we are? Because let's face it, if they're watching episode 167, well, this is post 200 and something episode. If they're still here watching, then they've got to be interested, fully.
Yeah. One is the Archaeology.
That sounds cool.
To find artifacts throughout the world. You'll have the ability to do some sort of find using your trowel. And then there's going to be the ability to put all the artifacts together, and I cannot remember what that was called. Sorry.
A restoration, wasn't it?
Yes, that was it. And so you would take all these artifacts to complete an object of whatever it's going to be. So I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
They're also making some changes to hell horses. It sounds like they're going to look like regular horses, except for they're going to have flames on them. So no more just plain black. You'll have like the piebalds and the reds and golds and all that, but they'll have flames, and each one will have a different name. They're making changes to how you transfer materials from one container, bulk storage container, to another.
But it's not as good as what we had hoped, is it? With
No. I was hoping you could take the whole group of materials from one to another.
Yeah, dump one bin to another, right?
Right, without having to have your body weight as a restriction, but now they're using your body weight as a restriction still.
Very sad.
But you'll be able to queue it so it goes a little faster, but still, if you have thousands and thousands of items in something and you can only carry 4 at a time, it's going to make it still slow. So I was real disappointed in that. But it's posted in Steam in the news for an updates. It's currently in beta, being tested. So if you need more information, you can go out there and look.
Yeah.
It was a huge update. It's massive.
Well, let's put it this way: the update that they've just done is that big that it exceeded the limit for Steam. That's how big it is. Now, when was the last time any of you have read an update from a game that they've said, sorry, we can't show it all here because it's just simply too much to show here, so you'll have to go to this other place to actually see all of the contents? I've never seen that with any game. So yeah, that big.
Yeah, so they are actually making the metals now have different. Like for tools and stuff, you used to have all these different options for metals, right? But it really didn't have any effect. The metal itself, the type that you were using, didn't have any gains or losses depending on the type. Like certain metals would be softer than others, so you would have like a minus in something if you're using a softer quality metal than a harder metal, right? So now they've actually implemented that into the game as well.
That's really cool. They are doing amazing things, and they've done that since day one of me starting to play this. They've never ceased to amaze me with all of the things they've added to Wurm. No one else, game developer wise, I don't think, has ever made so many wonderful changes to a game over so many years. EverQuest. So I won't say that against all of them. There are games out there where they're still developing.
All right, Gamester, hurry up.
Oh yeah. Right, so
the
my
lump going out.
The good news is
coming up.
My lump is ready, so I'm going to do it. Okay, so we activate the iron lump. Right click the lamp head. Oh, it'd help if I had the lamp head, not a whole complete lamp.
We might have to talk until it's dark again because one of the things we were going to show was how the light around the lamp, how far out it goes.
Well, we
the
might
higher
be able to
quality.
Demonstrate it. Okay, so here we go. Imperial street lamp, 75%. This time, bang, bosh. There we go. We haven't got ourselves a lamp because I failed. So we'll try again. See, that time that was Wurm. It pulled its leg back as far as it could with its foot pointed just in the right angle and then sprung straight into my crown jewels. We'll try once more. Imperial street lamp.
And what's your quality?
There we go. We have ourselves an Imperial
I'm sorry, what's your skill at?
My skill is at 59.51, so nearly 60. Right, okay, so let's check my notes quick.
So I'm gonna unsnuff. I'm gonna light all these lamps over here so they can see the different looks.
Right, yes, so I've made the lamps. Let's now take a look at the 3 different types you've got. And Raynstorm is very kindly going to light them and demonstrate.
They kept popping on and I kept snuffing them out, but now it's getting so bright out. You don't want to come back on.
No, this is good. Yeah, we can see the light. I can see it there. They'll be able to see that.
There you go. So those are the 3 different street lamps you can make.
Okay, there's the iron one. Get just a little closer. See? There's the iron, which we've made in a previous episode. There's the brass, which we just made. And there's the Imperial. Now, one huge difference between the Imperial and your brass and your iron, the iron and the brass in weight total, they weigh 5 kilograms each, whereas the Imperial weighs 25 kilograms. So that might be a factor in which lamps you want to use on your deed, because you'll need a cart or wagon for Imperial.
Show them how to plant in the corner.
Ah, right, okay, yes. I'm going to try before I get this memory spike problem too much.
Yeah, I'm having that.
Yeah, so you see there the brass is the same weight as the iron, 5 kilograms, but the imperial one is a massive 25 kilograms. Let's plant that one as it will make me a lot lighter. Now, if you want to plant your lamps directly in any of the corners, it's very simple. Activate your lamp that you want to plant. Find the corner tile. You can
That
see
little
here,
square.
the little square. Right click and plant. The Imperial street lamp is too low quality.
Low in
Now,
quality.
I wonder how many of you watching have been screaming obscenities at me since I finished making it, saying that it's not high enough quality, because as we mentioned earlier, it needs to be a minimum of 10 quality. So let's see if I can do that. I'm going to have to heat it up though, aren't I? Actually,
yeah, you
no.
don't have to do that. Is one of the lamps there? Are you able to pick it up?
I'm going to do just the brass one because that's actually high enough quality. So again, corner tile, activate your lamp, right click and plant. And there we go. So that's how you get a lamp. And thank you to Raynstorm, because I wouldn't have thought of mentioning that, but Raynstorm
I'm going to
was a great
summon
idea.
you, but I don't think it's going to be dark enough now for this light, but I'm going to try. So here we're off deed. You were going to show them. Remember I planted the light. Oh, are you having lag?
Yeah, I'm having bad lag and it might kick me, so we may have to end this episode prematurely.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll just show them in the next...
We'll show in the next episode with the hanging lamps, because we'll still be on light sources. Do you want to say your bye-byes quickly?
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Happy Easter.
Okay, so we'll continue in the next episode. Remember, it will be the first Thursday of May, because this episode is the first Thursday of April. But wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.